Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to share my Christmas home tour with you today. So grab a cup of tea or hot chocolate and sit back and enjoy. So starting right here at the front door, I just hung a string of vintage bells. And these are something I think that I pulled out of the bins. I don't really remember. But yeah, just a string of antique bells. I love the wear and the age you see on them. And then I kept the old string with it. And next we're going to come right over here to this little cubby in my living room. And I put a piece of greenery across the top. I kept the same ironstone pieces in, and I actually have to add something in the top corner, I just realized. But I did put my little green reindeer in here, and this is something that I've had since I was a kid. This was always like my decoration. So I try and put it out every year. And then on the little couch right here, I just put some pillows out. So an H&M fur cover. That was a grain sack that I turned into a pillow cover. And then my Christmas quilt. I put a shiny bright box down there and swapped out one of the soda crates, which you'll see in my kitchen later on. And then coming over here, just simple green velvet pillows because my husband uses this couch every night, and for him to take pillows on and off because he prefers to use a different pillow. So I just keep it simple with the pillows on here. And then we're going to turn the camera and get a long view of this room. So this is the view, and it's daytime right now. At night it looks really pretty. But we're just going to kind of go down there, and I'm just going to walk you through it real quick. So here on my entry table, this year I decided to put all my mercury glass trees. And these are mostly ones that I have collected from TJ Maxx after the season. I usually wait until after, then when they go on sale I'll add one to my collection. My tree, which isn't decorated yet, I'm hoping to do kind of a Hallmark movie hot chocolate thing this weekend and get that done. And then here we have the mantle, which I bring up for the season every year. I tried something different this year. I had been seeing a lot on Pinterest and Instagram where people would put almost like lopsided, so the garland would drape off one end, all the stockings would be at one end, and I figured, why not? And I really do like the way it turned out because the tree is right there, so there's nothing interfering with it on that side. It kind of balances it. And these are just some hearth and hand garlands, which are also an after Christmas sale. I wove in some twinkle lights, and then I have our stockings. That wooden horse is a TJ Maxx find from probably at least 5 years ago now. I saw it and I fell in love with it, and that's when our TJ Maxx still had layaway, so I put it on layaway and went back every week and paid some off until I could bring him home. And then leading into the dining room, I have these garlands. And this is probably my favorite part of all my Christmas decor is the garlands. These are the first thing I put up every year, and they're the last thing I take down. And these are just the simple Walmart ones I picked up a couple years ago. But I like how they have kind of, to me, it's a realistic look for the price. They were not expensive at all, like I think $10 or less. And they have a metal, like a metal frame, so you can wire them together to make the length you need. But now we are going to come into the dining room. And we'll start right here with my baker's cart that I made. So up at the top, I have, those are actually 2 tablecloths, but I wanted it to look like I had a stack of wool blankets, so I folded them around a chair cushion and just stacked them up on top. Some thermoses. I tried to keep things simple by adding in Christmas elements or like winter elements to the stuff I already had. So with my ironstone, I would add a lot of greenery, a jingle bell that I picked up at a yard sale. That guy's from a flea market. And then I love these. I feel like the silver and the greenery goes really well. Now down here, those trees are the only thing I've picked up this year, and they were from the Target dollar spot. They were $1 a piece, but they have a similar look to the mercury glass ones. But I like that they're tiny. They just go nicely on a stack right there. So now we're going to turn towards my window, and I'm going to try not to get this washed out. But normally what is on that windowsill is on the table, but right now I'm puzzling, so real life. I just have a wooden basket This is actually something that I made at a Home Depot DIY workshop a couple years ago. And then just some candlesticks. And those are just collected over time. Anytime I see one at my consignment store, I grab it because I like to build the collection. I would like it to be bigger, maybe the whole windowsill one day. This year I hung 2 garlands in it. And then over here, just some vintage stockings. These were my mom's and her brothers and her dogs when they were kids. I have a couple more, but I only wanted that small display this year. And now I'm going to turn you guys around and we are going to see the favorite part, which is the hutch. I'm going to stand back so you guys can get like an overview of it before I get close. So that is the bottom part. Up top is my Santas. And we're just going to get right into it. So these are my Santa mugs. This is one of my favorite collections. I look for these year round. I have them sitting here in this cabinet, which was another $5 Goodwill find. And I just filled it up with a bunch of little ones, some big ones. That tall guy in the back, he came from Michael's, and when I saw him, I knew I had to have him. He fits perfectly. He has such a vintage look. And then I just put them on a crate so they'd be a little taller. And that is all I put up top. I kind of wanted them to be the focus. So now for the hutch, this year I wanted to keep it really simple. I just wanted to add greenery with the ironstone, and then I added a few pops of red for Christmas. But overall, you'll see it's all just ironstone and garland. Down here in this corner, I have 2 little Santas. And these I imagine are those types where you cut the panel out and sew it together. But I found these at an event at my Salvation Army 2 years ago. They did a Christmas event and they were there for like 25 cents and I couldn't pass them up. And then over here, I put some Santas in this bowl, and these are little light covers. But I just thought that adding a little bit of red was kind of Christmassy and fun. And this is something that I can work into winter. After the holidays are over, I can just take out the pops of red and still enjoy it. And then over here, I've got my blow mold Santa. That was a birthday gift 2 years ago from my husband. We went to a yard sale because we saw it on Craigslist. And that's what I did in the dining room. All right, so now we're going to head into the bedroom. On the way, I just have this little chair with a Charles Dickens Christmas Stories book. And then I kept the baskets the same. I like the warm, it's almost a wood tone. It's not like, but the warm like straw next to the white and the green. That's one of my favorite combinations. So we're just gonna come in here, and I kept it simple in here too. So I swapped out for white bedding and just added a red and white throw at the bottom. And that throw is an IKEA find from a couple years ago. I went ahead and put some garland on our bed frame. I just love the way that the iron looks with the garland on it, and that was one of my most exciting parts about swapping out our old frame for this one. And then over here at the window, this is going to wash out too, but I just wanted to show you. I have 2 more of those candles, and there's something I'm probably going to have to replace next year, unfortunately, because a couple of them I forgot to take batteries out and they got corroded. But these are one of the things that is like a really good purchase. At the time, you're thinking they'll be cute, they'll be nice, but they come in so handy having ones with a remote where you don't have to twist the bottom on and off every time you want to use them. And then here in the window, I have these vintage children's skis, and I got these at a Christmas Kindle market, or Chris Kindle market in our town years ago. So I just thought those were really cool. I like them in here. And then the last little sections in here are on our dressers. So let me just color adjust for there we go. Here is Macy's little section, and I went ahead and did a little tree. This has some twinkle lights on it that I love to leave on overnight, and then it's got these bells. These are a Michael's garland, I believe, and I just cut the bells off and made ornaments out of them. It would be my dream to one day have a whole tree full of actual vintage ones, so that's something I'll be looking out for. And then down here, I just added, this was her favorite Christmas toy. This was actually one of those freebies at JCPenney's when I was a kid. It was like a little keychain, but I saved it all those years and she fell in love with it. And you can see actually I've had to sew its nose up multiple times because she used to chew on it and try and rip them apart. So this was her favorite Christmas themed toy, and I just keep that there. And then over on the other one, I just did some bottle brush trees. I kept it really simple. So I have these bottle brush trees. These are from Hobby Lobby, and I liked that they had the tall stems. I haven't seen that before this, so I just thought these were nice. And I do know that they had something similar this year because I did go to the store once and look, but like I said, I had them already, so I didn't need to purchase anything. So now we're gonna go and check out the kitchen. All right, and welcome to the Christmas kitchen. Coming in here, I have a little bit of mistletoe hung, and this is a Hearth and Hand one. And I'm gonna do a quick turnaround. I just hung some garland above that door because I had an extra one and I didn't want to just put it away. Above the microwave, I hung 2 little wreaths. I tried these on every cabinet, but it just seemed like too much. So I took them off the others and I just left them here. I have my DIY Christmas dish towel. These are the really lightweight ones that Walmart sells, and then I just got a fabric marker. And I have a set of these with different languages, and I just put on Merry Christmas. I did French, I did Swedish, and something else. I'm not sure, I don't remember if this is the Swedish one or not. I know there's one that says God Jewel, and I think that might be Swedish, but they're just Christmas in different languages, and I thought it was neat. So coming over here, this window, I did a different display, and I really love how it turned out. So this is where that Pepsi crate ended up that I told you was missing from the living room. And I just used it to hold all my vintage Santas. So I just went ahead. I built little wooden risers to go in each section so that they would stay elevated. And then some of them are put down with like a sticky putty. That way they don't move like some of the taller ones that would fall over. And then I just tucked in some greenery. And that's what we have. And then above that, I hung a garland across the top. And like I said, these cabinets here to the left and the right, I had tried the garlands on, or the wreaths on, but it was too much. So kept it simple with just the Santas. And then I decorated the dog treat jars. I just did little, and I did these a previous year, but it's just an elastic here so I can reuse it each year. And then I just made like a little bundle of faux greenery onto it. And then coming over here, I have my cutting boards and just added some greenery to that. That's gonna be the overwhelming theme of this tour, is add greenery. And then here, this is a little display that I have not finished yet. So I have these, I don't know if they're actually ironstone. I'm trying to read the bottom. It just says England. So whether they're ironstone or porcelain or what, but I have these little red and white transferware cups. And what I'm gonna do is pour some rice in them and then tuck in some more of those battery operated candles. I just think that'll be really cute. That's my coffee bar. All I have is a Ray Dunn Christmas mug that's not really decorated. Here though, I took all my propagation jars out for the season and I decorated these picture ledges with my collection of bottle brush cheese and some vintage or inspired boxes. I'll go through them real quick in case you're wondering. So not all the trees are vintage. That one I bleached. Let's see. I know one of these is like true vintage. I actually picked up at an antique store, but I don't remember which one. It's one of the smaller ones. Most of them are just Walmart, like the ones with these little colorful balls in them. Target, Dollar Spot, Target. That box is a Restoration Hardware, I think. Yeah, it's a Restoration Hardware, but it's made to look like a vintage box. And it actually did have the snow in it, but I didn't want the snow, so I got rid of that and just kept the packaging. And then the rest of these little packages are truly vintage. Just ornament hangers, light bulbs, some more ornament hangers. And these are one of those things where when you're at yard sales or thrift stores, you can find the little ornament boxes. They're usually like 25 cents or less. They're really cheap, but they just kind of add like a nice touch into things. And then we'll see the bathroom at the end. Over here I have all my Christmas aprons and one Thanksgiving one I didn't put away yet. So this one is a half apron. This one is like TJ Maxx, I don't remember the brand. This one is my favorite. This one is Sur La Table, and it is a Merry Christmas one. They do them in different languages, and I actually wanted the Italian one, but this was the only one they had on their site, and I just love that one. Now, right here, I just added a few things in, so I kept with the ironstone theme. You'll see ironstone, ironstone. Here I added a little tree, and this was a Target after season clearance find. I actually have a big one to match it, but I couldn't figure out where to put it, so I put it away for this year. And then behind it's a little cross stitch, and then the rest is still just ironstone. Now we're going to turn around and check out my island. So here on the island, I have a little fake hot cocoa bar display. Now these mugs are actually food safe. That's why they're in the kitchen, because I can drink out of these. And I wanted to go ahead and kind of make like a little fake hot chocolate setup. So this is not 100% complete yet. And I'm going to tell you the DIY fail and the way I'm going to plan to fix it. So this is going to be a little bowl of fake marshmallows. This is just a dowel that I cut into pieces. And then I went ahead after I cut it and hand sanded these all to kind of break down the edges so they'd look a little softer like marshmallows. My original goal, I was going to drill holes through them and make a garland with red and white string and have it be like a little garland for a window, but without a drill press or like the right clamps, these are nearly impossible. I tried like holding them down and drilling through, and it just wasn't happening. So instead they're going to be marshmallows in a little bowl, which is fine by me. Now right now I have these two real candy canes, but what I plan on doing is using some Sculpey clay, kind of in red and white, making like a twist, and trying to make those little short peppermint sticks. Because the Sculpey clay, once you bake it, it will dry matte and it has a kind of similar appearance. So I'm going to make like a little pile of them to go there, and that way it'll kind of look like you have your candy canes, you have your marshmallows, and then you have your cups. And then last but not least, we're going to go into the bathroom here, and I've got two little sections I dressed up for Christmas. So up here on this shelf, I have some mini trees. These are Target Dollar Spot. I want to say like 10 years ago, you guys. I think it was before we even got the house I had these. And then I just put one of those little Santas in. And these are in some Rae Dunn containers with the different Santa names. And I liked how it's the small typewriter font. I think that's kind of more me. And then we are going to turn. And I decorated the eye chart over here. I just put some greenery on top. Kept it simple, but to me this is one of my favorite things to look at. The mix of like the white, the black, the wood, and the green. To me it's just perfect. Farmhouse, it's modern, it's industrial, it's just everything that I like. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing my Christmas tour. I want to thank you for watching. I hope you all have a safe and happy holiday, and I'll see you in my next video.